Hi everyone, how you doing? I hope you're well. So today I'm going to share with you information, messages from Spirit for the next couple of weeks. I drew an oracle card this morning from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Byron Reed. And the card is called To the Sea. It's interesting, as soon as I saw the card, I heard going with the flow. If we look at the card in more details, you see a woman on a boat sitting with her head down. Who knows, maybe she's feeling overwhelmed, she's feeling exhausted, tired. She needs rest, she needs to slow down. She could also be in a kind of meditative mood. But there is the sense, the energy, yes, to go with the flow. And if we look at two, I would call them symbols here, they are quite important. The first one at the back of the boat is a pair of binoculars. To me, is about looking back at the past in order to reassess our situation, where we're at. Especially if you are in a place where you're at a crossroads, so you need to eventually make a choice or take a decision. And looking back at the past is going to help you going through this process. At the front of the boat, there is a weather vane. To me, it's all about trusting which way the wind flows, which way we are headed. And there is an element here as well. If you can see on the picture in the sky, we have the face representing spirit, our guides, our high self, and this trust we need to have about collaborating with spirit in order for us to go through this process of going with the flow, in order to move forward, to evolve, to change whatever is no longer serving us in our lives. Very interesting. So definitely an energy of going with the flow, not rushing into anything. It's interesting because I was not really surprised to see this card this morning. Some of you know already I do weekly readings. I post on my Facebook page, Mystic Dragonfly Whispers. And this week's reading was very similar. I used different decks, but the energy was the same, going with the flow, time to reassess, time to heal as well, doing shadow works, etc. So it's very interesting. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw tarot cards and ask Spirit for any information related to the Sea card. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the Good Tarot by Colette Byron Reed and just see what information we're going to get. Oops, one just dropped. Okay. Okay, two more cards. So bear with me a few seconds. I'm going to look at the cards and just yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now, the first card is the Seven of Swords. Now, it's interesting. The two key words I'm getting from the cards is commitment and being responsible. What I'm hearing, and it's a message actually for the collective consciousness of humanity and to us as individuals. Maybe we've been ignoring a situation in our lives, okay? We should have done something about it, but we decided not to do anything about it. And we've been ignoring that. And the message I'm getting from the Seven of Swords is it's time, we have the opportunity to do something about it, to be more committed and responsible about our lives. So if, let's say, I give you an example. Let's say you are feeling absolutely exhausted, you're burnout, and it's been like that for quite a long time, but now there is a kind of negative impact on your health, and you do know, you realize that something has to be done. So here we go again. It's about commitment, being responsible for your health. There is another message as well coming up connected to that, especially in situations where you're always there for your family, okay? And yes, you are absolutely burnt out. So something needs to be done. And it's almost like the message is you need to tell your loved ones that your needs are going to come first for a while, for a bit, until you find a balance and being centered again. So it's all about, it's time not to ignore this problem anymore, but to act. To act and being responsible and committed. Very interesting. Now the second card is the Justice card. So of course justice is about truth, is about fairness, is about law, okay? But it's also about balance, finding balance in our lives. And what I'm hearing as well, karmic imbalance. This is something we are all dealing with, including the collective consciousness of humanity. And I'm hearing what goes around comes around. There is definitely a need for some of us to find a balance again in order to make a choice in our lives. It's so needed. And I'm talking more on maybe regarding our health, even the spirituality. It's all about finding balance and harmony. I'm talking about physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. And I know some of you may be feeling very overwhelmed. It's not a time, remember, to rush in anything. Your health is important. So it's all about taking one step at a time and not rushing into it. This is so important. So remember, the first step is all about self-realization for some of us. That something needs to be done. And you are the priority. Your needs will have to come first. Then it's the actual process, and it may take weeks, months to come, but it's the process of finding some type of balance and harmony in your life. And if you are at a crossroads and you need to make a choice or take a decision, you need to go through this process first. Now, the third card, beautiful, is the King of Water or the King of Cups in a more traditional deck. And it's interesting because the energy of the King of Cups is all about feeling emotionally balanced. The King of Cups is emotionally mature, okay? So by going through the process of finding that balance, you will reach a point, especially if a decision has to be made, you reach a point you'll feel stronger on an emotional level. You'll know when to take the first step, I suppose. And it's all about finding that balance between what I call the executive and the heart, between the mind and the heart, is to be able to make a choice, take a decision, not only using your logic, but using your intuition too. And giving the example of a relationship. If, let's say, you're in a situation where you know a relationship does not work anymore, okay? And clearly you need to move on, but it's difficult for you. I've been in that situation when you have to tell someone else, that's it. I need to move on. It doesn't work anymore for me. With the energy of the King of Cups, you'll be in a place not only you can take the decision, but the way you'll be sharing the information with another person will be from a place of compassion, patience, and understanding how the other person could be feeling at the time. So it's clearly, to me, for some people, it's going to be a process of healing, finding balance, and then making the first step from a place where you're going to feel emotionally balanced to make the move, basically, to change something in your life that no longer serves you. Because, I mean, looking around me, even in my life, I would say in April, a lot of us had a lot on our plate. And it's going to be different from one person to another. Some people, it was purely responsibilities, duties. Others, it was about getting our teeth into a new project, a new job. Others, it was about reaching a milestone in our lives and reassessing where we at, taking stock of where we at. For some others, and for most of us, there is also a lot that's come up to be healed. So that's another aspect, the shadow work. And if we look at the collective consciousness of humanity, a lot bubbling up to be observed, to be looked at. So it can be a time where we feel very overwhelmed. And the message from Spirit is very clear. It's time to go with the flow. The priority is for you to feel good about yourself, to feel balance, feel the harmony in your life. And if you need to make a choice, take a decision, you'll know when the time is right. It's when you're going to feel more balanced on an emotional level. Beautiful message. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to receive notifications on future videos. If you are interested to get an intuitive reading, please check my website. You'll find the link below in the description box. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.